Hey everybody, this is Mark Comfort, and I'm so excited to do this webinar. I hope I hope you'll enjoy watching it, and I know you will. I know it's going to be as informative as can be on the brand new biggest ship in the world, the Icon of the Seas by Royal Caribbean Line. My wife Mimi and I were just on the naming ceremony, which is cool. And Anna Bidstrup and Cassie Johnson on your screen, two of our incredible vacation advisors, were on the inaugural sailing even before us of this world class. I'm talking about world class. This is our 35th year in business. I've looked at, I don't know, 120 to 150 cruise ships, and there is nothing in the world, not even the last ship that came out, that's even close to what this Icon of the Seas is. And, I must tell you, I went on this cruise thinking, gosh darn, is this going to be too big? The two cities I grew up in, this ship has more people in those two cities I grew up in by a lot. And I said, is this going to be too big, was my mentality. And how do we help match our clients up with what's best for them is the mentality. Anna and Cassie and I and all of our staff, when we go on these new ships and when we go to the all-inclusive resorts or when we go to the river cruise experiences, that's what we look for. That's what we think about. Who would be the best fit for this ship, this destination, this experience? So I wanted to tell you, I'm going to kind of start this off, and then I'm going to let Anna and Cassie just tell you their experiences, because you've really got like 2.5 different generations here of people that will share from a different perspective. And we call Anna, she's still in the honeymoon phase, no kids, she's living life great. Cassie's a mom of 2 boys, and so she knows what the crazy hectic schedule is like, being a mom and a wife and working. Well, we let Anna and Cassie work half-time, and we don't care what they do with the other 12 hours of the day. That's my joke. Okay, so we were just on this Icon of the Seas. I want to tell you, just spectacular. And I would say to you, Anna, let me go to you first. Overall, were you impressed with the ship, or what was your overall thought now that you've had a few days coming back from your experience, the Icon of the Seas?
So I was truly blown away. I've had the privilege of being able to go on Royal Caribbean, honestly, since I was a very young teenager. Back then, they had the newest, most innovative ships, and it's so amazing 20 years later what has come of their ships. It is truly the most innovative and amazing ship out there. It blew our mind, but it still had that amazing Royal Caribbean feel. It felt familiar but new at the same time. So I think that's something people who love Royal Caribbean look for. They want that personality they have learned to love and trust over the decades, but it has things you wouldn't even think of in your wild imagination. So that was a really cool takeaway for me.
Yeah, Cassie, how about you? What was your thoughts or impressions?
I was just completely blown away. To be honest, I was a little concerned about how much I would love this new ship with as large as it is. I remember thinking when the Oasis class came out, thinking there's no way it can get bigger or better than this. And it absolutely surpassed my expectations. Everything was very positive. I honestly can't think of a single negative thing that I would take home from the whole experience. I love how they put so much thought. They've just been analyzing for years and years just what makes the perfect cruise. And they took their sister brand, which is Celebrity. They took the best of the Celebrity. They took the best of the Oasis class of ships, the best of the Quantum class, and they just studied it to make it like the perfect blend of everything. So the ship is very much broken up into a lot of different areas. I kind of feel like it's 5 ships in one, in a sense. There was never a point that we felt like there was a crowd. Even like the elevators, they've got, like 26 some elevators on board, so there's never a wait for the lines. The dining venues, there's so many different, I think there's over 20 different dining venues on board, and like maybe 7 or 8 pools. So there's never a fight over space. It's just not a problem.
And that's really true. Anna, Royal Caribbean just did the most masterful job logistically of separating the crowd, the passengers, the guests, into 8 different neighborhoods. And I just thought that was masterful, because you end up gravitating, families will go to Surfside or the neighborhoods that are a little more family friendly. Mimi and I love Central Park, and the Aquadome area was just spectacular. There were all sorts of little nooks and crannies to get away. And then you had the Royal Promenade that kind of connected it all. Anna, wasn't that Royal Promenade just unbelievable?
Yes, that's actually my favorite part of Royal Caribbean ships. I feel like it's the heartbeat of the ship. And, I just remember the first one that came out and how far it's come to now. To me, it looks about double the width, double the length. I may be off on those numbers, but that's how it felt. It is beautifully lighted. It has color changing ceiling that we would see it purple, and then we would stop in to a quick menu and it would be green and blue when we came out. So that was something that I had not seen much before, something very new. So loved that. And yeah, I mean, the way they have the different neighborhoods, it really is a science. They have honed in on how to make that ship not feel crowded. Although it's the biggest cruise ship in the world, they have figured out how to separate it out so everybody's comfortable and relaxed during their vacation.
Oh, just spectacular. And Cassie, you kind of touched on the dining. There are so many different options of food choices, kind of restaurants. There's the buffet, there's the main dining, there's specialty rooms. One of the things I just love, you guys, and I'm thinking from a special anniversary or a birthday or whatever, or with a group, that supper club. They had a upscale private supper club called the Empire Supper Club. Only held 38 people, and it's $200 a person, so it's not inexpensive, but it's 8 courses paired with wine for every one of those courses. And I would literally, I love spending my kids' inheritance, and I would go there and take Mimi there. Or if I had Anna, you and Cassie, if you would have been on with us, we would have taken you there for sure. But, they've got all sorts of different options there. Yet that main dining room was as elegant, classy, and the service was so great as any of the other restaurants, wasn't it? Cassie, you want to answer that?
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you, that buffet was just beyond anything I've ever seen. It was so well appointed and just lots of variety. Mark, you talked about the reservation-only supper clubs, which you have to pay extra for. And unfortunately, Ann and I did not get to experience those firsthand on this trip, but we made sure to, I think there was probably at least 10 complimentary options. And that's what's so unique is most of the ships from the past might only have, 3 or 4 complimentary dining options, but there was such a wide variety. I would say the Aquadome Market was probably one of my personal favorites. It's back at the front of the ship. So the Aqua Theater is at the front of the ship now. And the Aquadome Market has, it's kind of make your own food stations where they prepare it for you, but you've got the macaroni grill and the Greek grill and then the ginger grill, and it's more of the Asian. So almost like a food court in a sense. And then back behind the Aqua Theater is the most beautiful glass dome space that I've ever seen on a ship. It reminds me a lot of the celebrity area called Eden. So once again, they took one of the special features of the celebrity ships and kind of made it their own. And yes, this area in the front of the ship, which is all glass, floor to ceiling, is absolutely the most beautiful dome of glass, and so many relaxing areas to go and sit. Again, you're never going to have you're never fighting for space because there's just so much space, and they have these really unique. Even they look like martini glasses that are in that area where you can have your own little private staircase to get up, and it's like your own little rendezvous sitting area for just your little party. So it's very cool. Even that space during the day where the Aqua Theater is at, they've got just so many seats in that area. You do have to get there early. A lot of times, just depending on how the ship is set up, you're going to have to make advanced reservations. They're complimentary to get into these shows, and I can see why. We realize you have to get there about 30 minutes early a lot of times to get a good seat. We can always get a seat, but it's just, do you want a good seat or not? So, but yeah, during the daytime, they use that to, for doing different presentations, and the entertainers are practicing, so you can just go grab a bite to eat, sit there and watch them perform, and it's phenomenal.
You know, that area Cassie's talking about in front of the Aquadome Theater is called the Overlook. And those people that were doing work on the ship, and there were a lot of people, a lot of the Royal Caribbean people, a lot of the guests that still were working from this experience were in that Overlook area because it was so quiet and so peaceful and so beautiful. And you overlooked the water. It was just breathtaking. Anna, Cassie started touching on the entertainment with the Aquadome world-class water show. There was so much else when it came to entertainment on this ship. Talk to us, say, about the Wizard of Oz or the dueling pianos.
Oh, definitely. So the Wizard of Oz, it's the first time it has been on a ship. It was incredible, from the costumes to the set to the acting. We felt like we were watching a Broadway show. Essentially, it is similar quality, and it really is something that sets Royal Caribbean apart, is that quality of entertainment. Like you said, the Aqua Theater show, there's really nothing else like it. I think they said the only other show similar, there's one in Vegas. Otherwise, all the rest are on Royal Caribbean ships. They have taken the Aqua Theater show to the next level, which, having been on their second newest ship, the Wonder, is hard to believe they were even able to take it to the next level, but they definitely did. And then, of course, you know, you're going to have your classic cruise ship shows, the Comedian. There was one in particular, really cracked us up. You know, there's adult comedy, which is great for, you know, couples that are traveling, or if the kids are in the kids club, mom and dad can go enjoy that adult comedy. You know, we really tried to see as much as possible on the ship. They had the shows for us, and I think that's really important for us to understand the quality of entertainment. I know when I cruise with my party of 7, we like to go on Royal Caribbean cruises, and the shows really are such a highlight for us. And that Wizard of Oz, I mean, we were really almost tearing up because it was just such an incredible production. And I just remember, you know, all the main characters, it's like they plucked them off Broadway. So it was exceptional. We loved the live music. We were able to check out the dueling piano bar. That's always a hoot. We loved one of the piano players that played in a lounge, just a little bit more of a relaxed experience, grab a glass of wine and listen to the piano player. So lots of opportunities, everything from that one gentleman with a guitar that you can check out in one of the bars, all the way up to the full-on Broadway style productions.
I mean, and ladies, there, you know, there's truly something for everybody, whether you're a solo traveler, a couple, maybe on a romantic getaway, a family, I mean, boy, you know, where my mind was as grandpa was multi-generational travel. That ship is perfect for, I mean, it's got something for everybody, doesn't it, Cassie?
Absolutely, it's 100% the truth. And, you know, there is a section off of the back of the ship that's called the Hideaway, and it's the adult-only pool area. So basically, they took the solarium, which used to be which is the adult-only section on the other ships, and they now have that in the back, but it's not a solarium anymore. It's not covered, but instead it's more of a South Beach, Miami vibe, and it's got this gorgeous infinity pool that overlooks the back of the ship. Tons of beautiful lounge areas, just the most comfortable seating pads and cushions, and they've got a great bar back there with delicious drinks. So I really think that was a good move. It kind of makes it's a great place for a more lively environment, and they have a DJ there that's probably there most of the time doing just, you know, mixing his own music. So that was pretty cool to see that. But yeah, something for everyone is definitely the key to this ship. They really want to make the 80-year-old grandma feel just as comfortable as the 5-year-old kids. So I loved that aspect of it.
Yeah, hey, I might say, Mimi and I spent a lot of time at the Adventures Ocean, which is where the kids programs are. And man, these are not babysitting places. These are children's counselors that are interactive with the kids. They have a puppet show for the, let's see, I think that was 6 to 12-year-olds, a puppet show that they have hired to I interviewed one of the ladies that's going to be on this webinar that does the puppet show, and she's called Fruit Loops. and it was just so fabulous. And then this is a rare ship, you know, when you have a new baby, they have a program for 6 months up to 36 months. Now there's a charge to it, and they only take a limited number of babies, but they have, these people are so good with the kids. They're trained in that program. They're trained with the age group that they counsel. And I was so impressed with what they would offer. And then the tweens to the teens, they had all sorts of, you know, every video game, gosh, stuff I'd never heard of, they had available for the tweens and teens. But there truly is something for everybody. And I want you to pull up these pictures, but before we do, I'd like to just say this. We are seeing that this ship is pricing out higher than many ships in the industry. But in my mind, after experiencing this, using 2 words, one word is value and one word is, the second word is satisfaction. I think this ship is worth everything you would pay to go on it. And Anna, do you agree or disagree with that?
I do. It really is a world-class family vacation. It is the biggest ship in the world, so it's going to offer the most to families. And although the pricing is a little bit higher than you may find on other Royal Caribbean cruises, I think that it makes sense. And it really is going to be one of the, if not the best family vacation out there. And can't wait to send as many clients as possible on the Icon. It's so fun to, you know, book people on it that have been going for 30 years or people where it's their first cruise and everything in between.
Yeah. Cassie, what do you think about value and satisfaction?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I like to equate things to dollars a lot. And so as we were sitting about 5 rows back at the Wizard of Oz, I was thinking to myself, these tickets are probably worth about $300 to $400. And I went to Broadway. The aqua park, or the water park on the ship, is the largest water park at sea, and it was phenomenal. We haven't even talked about that, but I mean, I'm just sitting here looking at pictures right now of these water slides, and I'm kicking myself for not making it happen for those couple days we were on the ship. But you know, that water park probably is worth $100 per person right there. One of the things I love is they took the back of the ship, where on the Oasis class, where they had the aqua theater, they have now turned that into a great splash park for families, for little ones, with small water slides, tons of great little relaxing sitting areas for the parents to watch, lots of fun little bars around there to grab a cocktail. And the best thing is they have all these lifeguards. And so I think there was maybe 3 lifeguards watching this space, and it's the most beautiful view on the ship off of the back there. So, you know, again, that's worth like $100 for me. I was to go to, you know, Oceans of Fun the day with the family, to a water park. It would be something similar. So I just start adding all these things up, and you see how it easily becomes a fantastic value.
Yeah, there's no question about it. And everything boils down to supply and demand in our industry. And the demand for this ship is there, and the supply is dwindling. And Royal Caribbean has never spent more money. If any of you have watched our Chiefs play, you know, in the last 2-3 games, or college football or anything, this ship, the Icon of the Seas, has been advertised on those games and on so many other top-notch programs. So the demand for this ship is greater than any other Royal Caribbean ship. Now, those of you that are budget conscious, wow, that means we've got some space on other ships that will look like a great deal for you. But Anna, if you do me a favor, could you start going through some of these pictures? And as you do, I want everybody to look at that picture that's on the screen right now. The one thing I love colors. I think colors make you feel good. And they did a masterful job with colors on this ship. So, go ahead, Anna, and Cassie, say whatever comes to your mind with these slides.
Perfect. I'll go through the first couple and then I'll pass it on off to Cassie. So this area here, totally redesigned from their other ships. You can see Central Park. That's my mom's personal favorite part of the entire ship. She's a big plant lover. So if you can't find her, she'll be in Central Park. So yeah, the colors are absolutely gorgeous. They've mixed a lot of oranges and greens and yellows that give you that upscale tropical vibe. There's also a lot of ocean influences. Here we are. This is actually the Aqua Theater performers getting ready for a show. It's so fun to kind of see those behind the scenes moments. And with the Aqua Theater, sometimes they will have it open and you can see things like that. Cassie touched on the Aquadome Market. Here is the little sign for it. It has a crate station, which I know is going to be a big hit with people. I don't know if I've ever seen an entire crate station on a ship before. And of course, something for everybody. This is quick service. We popped in, got our macaroni and cheese, popped out, and enjoyed the rest of our meal. It is set up a little bit more like a market. They have employees available to cater that meal to you. So just clicking through some of these, lots of space to see. That's a video of them actually filling the water. So being able to see that behind the scenes is a pretty big deal. So I'll pass it off to Cassie. I know she touched on this area earlier, and it was a personal favorite of hers. So I'd love to let her speak on that.
Yes, that's a great picture there. That's the overlook. And as you can see, there's just lots of little quiet spaces that you can tuck yourself into. And I just, again, the colors, everything is just been so well thought out. The amount of plants on board, the live plants on board just blew me away. You know, and I mentioned the Central Park area. I think I've heard a quote before, and it's probably well over this amount, but it's, I think, 20,000 live plants on board or something amazing like that. So they make some very fun, unique cocktails. I loved just the creativity that went into the design of this area there. And it was just such a great way to use that. That's those little, what I call those things. They remind me of a little drink that you can go sit inside in your own little private nook area, and that's back behind the aqua theater.
That's where I saw a lot of people working, and all the Royal Caribbean people knew about this. So they have those, I call them little cocoons. They have those little cocoon areas for themselves for a work environment. Look at some of these dining rooms. They were just
This restaurant is called Hooked. Yeah, all seafood focused. We definitely, we made sure to try. They did this little sampling session, so it's because we couldn't go to all the sit-down dining venues that have reservations required. We went and tried little morsels of food at each station. So all of these places, and Sumi, most amazing sushi, just to give you a little samples there. So much, the seafood on board was just amazing. I'm a big seafood lover, so I was so impressed by that. But yes, here's some of those 20-some thousand plants.
That's that Central Park area where some of the better, more upscale restaurants like the sushi, like the Chops Grill, which we ate at. That's where the Empire's Supper Club is. And wow, it's just fun. Isn't this fun looking at these?
It is. It just takes us down memory lane. I can't wait to go back, you know. And something I noticed really cool on this ship is, you know, there's people out there that want a fun drink, but they don't necessarily want it to be alcoholic. There were so many great options. If you look in the bottom right-hand corner under zero proof, look at some of these: watermelon mint lemonade, coconut lime refresher, tropical crush. So some really great drinks. And of course, if you enjoy a cocktail, they have all these unique tropical flavors. I know this was a big hit. They have their milkshake and ice cream area, so very indulgent. Cassie said one of her favorite parts, and mine as well, is this beautiful neighborhood. This is new to Icon Class. Never seen anything like this before. And I mean, a picture says 1,000 words. If you can just take a look at that, absolutely incredible.
Hey, back.
That area is called the Surfside. And they have the Surfside Eatery back there as well on the left-hand side, which is a great, just, they tried to cater to foods that are, you know, family friendly. So things that you could just grab very easily and quick service, things that all kids love.
As Cassie was pointing out earlier, there's part of the slides, the water park in the very back. But I want everybody also to notice there are balcony staterooms facing inside towards this area, which I think is brilliant. What a great idea.
Yeah, that's such a great one, especially for people watchers. You know, you can sit up there and have a cup of coffee and just watch everybody go by. It's a very happy, upbeat area. They had taken the boardwalk off their Oasis class ships, which was kind of, you know, like a carnival themed boardwalk, and they've changed it into Surfside. So even more of that upscale environment. I'm just going through a few of the pictures here to give you an idea kind of the overall vibe of the ship. Something I really liked is they've separated Thrill Island and Chill Island. This was a concept that actually started on their private island, Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So the idea is some people may want the thrill, some people may want the chill. So they've separated those two regions. So here is more of the dessert area. And then like Cassie said, the biggest water park at sea. And if that doesn't wow you, not quite sure what would, because those slides are just beyond expectations. This is called Base Camp, and that we stopped in here on our first day for a quick little beverage, and we were just able to really take in the magnitude of that water park. As you can see, the slides are bigger and better than anything you may have seen before. There's the most fantastic little mini golf area. People were playing that the whole time. It was a really popular area for sure. So if anybody
I love that.
I
love that base camp area. Yeah, that base camp area was fantastic. And the reason why is it's positioned right by where not only the water slides are, but also the rock climbing wall and the Crown's Edge, which is like a, oh goodness, like a balancing thing where you're actually out over the water. They've got you harnessed in. They have the flow rider back there. They have the miniature golf. And so as a parent of like, you know, the tweens, the kids may not always want to be part of the kids club. Mom and dad may not always be up for being part of that action. So for us to have that base camp area to have a drink and relax, and the kids know they can always come back to base camp to find us, but they're literally only like 30 seconds away from us, was like a great spot for the people at my age group with kiddos.
Definitely.
Well, I got to tell you, I think I thought my goal was to have this last 30 minutes. We're about there. So Anna and Cassie, want to thank you so much. But kind of in summary here, it's just so helpful to be able to experience a ship like the Icon so you can better advise and counsel your clients. Do you agree with that, Anna?
Most definitely. You know, I have been on many, many Royal Caribbean cruises, but being able to speak to this and also help educate the staff on the new Icon of the Seas, it is invaluable. So absolutely looking forward to helping more and more people experience the Icon of the Seas, because it really is something special.
Yeah, or any Royal Caribbean ship, or any ocean cruise ship, or any river cruise ship,
Yeah.
or any all-inclusive.
All of the above.
Cassie, what did you think? Will this experience help you advise your clients?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are so many room categories on this ship. We did our best to try to tour as many of those as we possibly could. It's very confusing. I think that if someone were to try to go and try to figure this out on their own, even through the Royal Caribbean website or even calling reservations, it'd be challenging. So having our firsthand feedback and knowledge of the way the rooms are structured and the best locations for the cabins to be at, you can't beat the firsthand feedback there.
Well, I just proud of you too. I know how busy you are, especially this time of the year. This is called wave season. January and February are our two busiest months of the year. So thank you for taking time out to do this webinar so we can get our customers and our potential future customers excited about the Icon of the Seas. And the only other thing I have to say is, let's go Chiefs. Let's go Chiefs. Let's win that Super Bowl. Anna Bidstrup, Cassie Johnson, thanks so much. You can get hold of Anna or Cassie here at Cruise Holidays. Phone number is 816-505-1500, 505-1500, or our website, cruiseholidayskc.com. This, please, you can forward it on. There'll be a link. There'll be a link with the other pictures, right, Anna? I think.
Yeah, so we're going to be sending out an email to everybody in the comments. There is a link to more pictures, so definitely check that out.
A lot more pictures, I might add. Oh gosh. Hey, thank you everybody for watching today. Anna, Cassie Johnson, thank you. Anna Bidstrup, thank you. But most importantly, to our customers, thank you. We appreciate the opportunity to earn your business. Adios.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us, Mark. Bye-bye.